Hello, everybody. Okay, this one's really super quick.
The reason why he missed court previously, obviously unable to appear while in the hospital, certainly denies, at this time, any violations of the bond. I know there are allegations, but we would ask that he be released. He certainly has some significant medical issues that he's dealing with on either a PR or 10% bond in this. Thank you.
All right, thank you. So Mr. Van Buren or Mr. Lane, I'm sorry. I at this point cannot grant you a PR bond. The judge has already made a decision. She has revoked your bond. Listen to me, sir. I cannot change a judge's order, but your attorney can make a motion in front of her to see if she will change that order. I cannot do that. I cannot override a judge's decision. So at this point, she has ordered that you remain in custody for that hearing. And again, if something comes up where there's a motion hearing on the bond, that would be fine, but I cannot change it today. You understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
You cannot talk, sir, you cannot talk about the bond because I'm not going to be able to change that. You're going to have to talk to your attorney.
Okay, I have to see a plastic surgeon for reconstruction surgery on my face. I can't.
Again, that is something, sir, that your attorney will tell the judge. Mr. Goodrich, did you have anything else about bond?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, then you're all set, sir.
My attorney, then I won't want to speak with this magistrate no more. May I speak with my attorney? My face is in pain. I have bones ripping through my face, inside and outside of my jaw. My cheekbone is cracked.
Mr. Goodrich, I need to be done because I have warrants that I need to do.
Yes,
If
sir.
you want to speak to him, you can.
I am writing notes to your attorney on all of these matters that you're raising and all the difficulties. Okay.
I'm supposed to see a.
And that's where it cut off. I've never heard, I need to get out because I want to have plastic surgery on my face as the bond argument. But the whole, I don't want to talk to this magistrate no more. Wow. Let's go on the books with what not to do. What not to do in court or before court.
Declare. And Mr. Declare, your case is set for trial Monday. It's my understanding that, well, I guess I don't know what the understanding is. I want to find out what you want to do because your case is set number 1. So if there's any deal that you want to take, it's today. If not, you're going to trial or you're pleading open to me. We've already talked about what that means because you would be considered a habitual offender. The minimum punishment would be 25 years if you're found guilty. Do you understand?
But we are.
Hold on. Can you speak up for me?
Yes, ma'am.
You feeling okay today?
Just the whole thing is overwhelming, honestly.
So we're going to do this because I've noticed here in the courtroom, I've also had other people notice out in the hallway that you have been falling asleep. I'm going to have you drug tested before we do anything else. Go back and get that taken care of with him right now.
And just for the record, Judge, we did come down to a cap of 6.
Yeah.
Okay.
From 12.
Yeah, we'll go over that in a second.
We got
Back on the record, Mr. DeQueer. All right, Mr. DeQueer. So you tested positive for amphetamines, methamphetamines, and ecstasy. And so that's obviously a violation of your bond. And stop talking because you're going to make things worse. It's a violation of your bond. You're on bond for 2 very serious offenses. You're set for trial next Monday. I'm going to raise your bond in each of your cases to $150,000 in each case. If you make those bonds, a condition of it is that you have a drug patch on at all times. Obviously you're set for trial next Monday. We're going to start picking our jury at 1 o'clock next Monday. Have you changed your mind with regard to taking any type of agreement or?
the new offer on the record, Your Honor.
Yes.
It's a 6-year cap. The state's come down from a 12-year cap to a 6-year cap.
So.
Can I answer this, please? Like, I'm being honest. I did not take.
We're not talking about your drug test anymore.
You want to take them off?
We're not talking about the drug test. You tested positive.
What's the matter when I take off?
You're going into custody today, no matter what.
Can I go to?
You're going into custody today, no matter what. All right. You tested positive. You're going into custody. So if you want to take the deal, actually, I don't even know that today's the day to do that because he's clearly under the influence. And hold on. I don't have to accept the agreement either. So Your attorney has worked very hard to get you the offer that he's gotten you. If you are considering it, you probably need to stop talking, because I don't have to accept that. You can go to trial Monday and we'll let a jury decide. And if they find you guilty, it's 25-year minimum. Do you understand? Okay. You can go back with the bailiff. If y'all want to enter a plea, let me know. We'll take care of it on Monday, but I don't feel like it would be appropriate to take a plea from someone who is under the influence. So go back with the bailiff. Court's adjourned.
Yeah. This one, y'all.
Calling case number 24 RO03012. This is people of the City of Royal Oak versus David Odell Breckenridge. Mr. Breckenridge, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Sorry about earlier. My
no
Zoom
worries.
privacy settings turned on.
Mr. Breckenridge, you were present earlier today when the court explained the nature of an informal hearing. Is that true?
True.
And at that time, the court also explained that you would be required to make a selection from one of three options in the protection of your own rights. Also true?
True.
Mr. Breckenridge, the citation was issued on April the 18th of this year at 11:06 in the evening. It said you were operating a 2017 Honda, black in color, on Woodward M1, at or near 13 Mile Road in the City of Royal Oak. And at that time, you were cited for impeding traffic. Officer Domzalski's detailed note indicates defendant southbound Woodward changed from lane 3 to turnaround to northbound Woodward without establishing lanes. Then defendant failed to complete stop and turn around. So in essence, what the officer suggests he observed and what he wrote on your ticket as well was disobey traffic control device and or improper lane usage. What he did do, instead of writing you for those matters which carry points, is he wrote the matter for impeding traffic, which is a 0-point violation and does not appear on a master driving record. However, this is your informal hearing day. You may admit responsibility in this matter and or admit with an explanation that you believe mitigates your circumstances, or you may deny responsibility and the court will swear the parties and will take testimony. What would you like the court to do for you today?
Deny responsibility.
Very well. Please raise your right hands. Do you both solemnly swear the testimony you shall give before this court shall be the truth, so help you God?
So help me God.
Thank you very much. Officer Domzalski, please proceed.
Yes, Your Honor. On said date and time, I was traveling southbound on Woodward, approaching 13 Mile when I observed the vehicle from lane 3 transition all the way to the turnaround without establishing its lane. I proceeded to follow the vehicle into the turnaround where the vehicle slow rolled through the stop sign, not coming to a complete stop. Continued to follow the vehicle northbound Woodward. After the light turned green, proceeded to pull the vehicle over.
And what, if anything, occurred next?
When I approached the vehicle, I advised him of what I observed, why I was pulling him over, the reason for the stop. He denied what he did. He said that he made a complete stop, and I said that's all right. And I cut the gentleman a break by writing him impeding traffic, explained to him that there'd be no points on his driving record, as you explained earlier. He proceeded to disagree with me and requested a supervisor to the scene. My supervisor arrived on scene, explained exactly what I explained to him, and he was issued the citation and sent on his way.
Anything further?
No, Your Honor.
And obviously, Officer Domzalski, you have a right to rebuttal if you choose to use it after Mr. Breckenridge's testimony. David Odell Breckenridge, it's your.
So the officer gave him a break already. Keep that in mind.
Your turn. What would you like the court to know?
Yes, on the night in question, I was picking up a friend from the Beaumont Hospital on that corner on Woodward. And strangely, it was very where usually it's car meets on that corner in that Meyer parking lot. It's a whole bunch of cars. It's a lot of traffic on Woodward, and there's cars also in the mobile gas station to the left of where that intersection is. And it's usually a lot of traffic. And on this night, it was surprisingly clear. It was just me and the officer. and I did go from the left lane to the Michigan turnaround, but I do believe I did it in a safe manner. I do understand I got in front of the officer Domzlowski, but it was a very clear night. There was no traffic to impede because it was literally me and the officer on Woodward, which is very very strange for it to be that clear of a night. And I did proceed to go to the stop sign, made a complete stop, and pulled to the red light. I stopped at the red light completely, and Officer Domzlowski waited for the red light to turn green. And then as I proceeded to pull off, that's when he turned his lights on. And that's when I got scared and I feared for my life because I didn't know what he was pulling me over for, because I followed all the traffic laws as far as I know. And then he says, well, you didn't stop at that stop sign and you also changed lanes improperly. And so that's when I disagreed, because I drive for a living right now. And it's been very hard. I also have a letter from the chief investigator in Detroit for a similar situation just like this. I was pulled over for not stopping completely at a stop sign, and that was false as well. Made a complaint, and that ticket just disappeared. And I had to make a complaint for that situation as well because I feared for my life. And now it's to the point I have anxiety on the roads because I feel like I'm just being pulled over, and any officer can pull me over, say, well, you didn't stop completely at that stop sign, and now I have to go to court or I have to pay a ticket. And unfortunately, I'm not making enough to just keep just paying tickets. I already have tickets in Royal Oak that I have to pay, and I cannot afford any more tickets. I'm sorry if that lane change was improper, but in my opinion, that lane change was proper. My blinker was on the whole time that I made the lane change, and I was going no more than 15 miles an hour, maybe even 10. So and that's all I have to say. I just feel like my vehicle is being targeted. I have not had any tickets on my record since I've purchased this, until I purchased this vehicle. My record has been clean, and this is the second time I've shown up in Royal Oak Court for impeding traffic. The first time I did impede traffic, it was a red light. My foot slipped off the brake pedal, and I was in between the red light and traffic, and I proceeded to go through, and I got pulled over. I did impede traffic in that situation. In this situation, I didn't. There was no traffic to impede. Literally on a clear Woodward Road, there was just me and Officer Domzlowski, and he pulled me over.
What you just admitted about about your foot slipping and you actually having impeded traffic, was that the ticket that you filed a complaint with and it just disappeared because you filed a complaint? Was it that ticket? At the bare minimum, I think this guy needs a re-education course. Don't fine him. Don't fine him. Make him take a driving course. If his driving is this bad and he doesn't know what he's doing wrong, let's re-educate him. We can fix this real easy. He does have a legal license. Good question. He does.
And I also, yes, I did ask for a supervisor because I felt very unsafe because he waited until the green light to pull me over. If I did what I did, why didn't you pull me over during the red light or as soon as I didn't stop at that stop sign? He waited, sat there. We both sat there for at least 45 seconds to a minute at the red light, and then he proceeded to turn his lights on.
Yes, because during that time, he's running your plates to make sure that they match to the vehicle. He's getting as much information as he can to make sure that when he pulls you over, you're not a danger. I'm sorry. The I feel unsafe argument holds very little weight with me because there are far, far more good cops than there are bad ones. It's true. It is true. So stop it. Just stop committing infractions. Take a driver safety education course and it won't be a problem.
Mr. Breckenridge, please don't address the officer directly. If you have anything you need the court to know, now is the time to tell the court. Do you have anything further you want to tell the court, Mr. Breckenridge?
That's pretty much it. I just want to say that I have not had any tickets on my record until I purchased this Honda HR-V, and I feel like this vehicle in particular is being targeted. It doesn't have to be me as a person. I feel like the vehicle is being targeted, and it's a struggle just to keep insurance on it and pay my car note, and to be falsely ticketed like this, it's raising my anxiety on the roads and my anxiety towards the police, and I feel like I'm being unfairly targeted, and at least the vehicle is being unfairly targeted. And I just have to let you know this, because this is the second time this has happened. And again, I have a whole letter from the chief investigator in Detroit.
You had mentioned that. Is there anything
regarding,
further, Is there anything new, Mr. Breckenridge, or is that everything you want the court to know?
I also filed a complaint against Officer Domzlowski the next day, because I felt like he would falsely ticketed me, and the response to that complaint was very sarcastic, in my opinion, from the chief. And I want this to be looked into and taken serious, because I do fear for my life right now.
Very well. Thank you, Mr. Breckenridge. Officer Domzlowski, any rebuttal testimony?
Yes, Your Honor. I'd like to amend it to disobey stops.
Very well. The court has heard laid before it facts amply sufficient to demonstrate that on or about the date in question, Mr. Breckenridge did in fact commit at a minimum impeding traffic. Based upon 35 years as a litigator and 38 years sitting in court, this court is well familiar with and recognizes as part and parcel of the Motor Vehicle Code the concept of a lesser included offense, meaning to say impeding traffic is in essence a lesser included or inchoate offense within any other motor vehicle violation. That being said, the Motor Vehicle Code also does not require the element of intent in order to find responsibility. As well, the burden of proof in a civil infraction matter is a mere preponderance of the evidence, or 50.1%. The court does not find any relevance in what any jurisdiction may or may not have concluded with respect to any other issues. The court does not find any compelling evidence to show that the burden would in some way fail, and therefore the court is going to find Mr. Breckenridge responsible as written. Fine for impeding traffic is $175. That Mr. Breckenridge is payable through the pay portal on the 44th District Court website, or you may walk a cash check or charge into the 44th District Court, 400 East 11 Mile Road, Monday through Friday between 8:30 and 4:30. That's going to be due within 7 days. If you disagree with this court's ruling, that is your right and your privilege. You may appeal the court's ruling by filing a cash bond in the amount of $175. Within 7 days, the matter will be placed upon the chief judge's formal hearing docket, and at that time, the city will be represented by city prosecutor Ryan Kaluzny, and at that time, Mr. Kaluzny would obviously be free to entertain any other motions or procedural matters with respect to this particular situation. So either as a fine or as a bond, $175 within 7 days. Thank you for coming in, Mr. Breckenridge. You are all set, sir.
All right, thank you, Your Honor.
Take care now.